Hi, welcome to the Metal and Wood Shop. We're located in room 1211 at the Student Innovation Center. Here, we have some important safety protocols that we need to follow. We have a line here, and you have to have the proper PPE or personal protective equipment to cross this line. What we require in this shop is closed-toed shoes and closed-heeled shoes, long pants, and safety glasses. If you have long hair, it's a good idea to tie it back. Long sleeves, you should pull them up. Also, remove any loose or dangling jewelry such as watches, necklaces, and rings. And if you have strings on your sweatshirt, tie them or tuck them in. We ask that you scan in on our card readers and tell us why you're here. On our website, you can find a list of restricted materials, so as you're planning a project out, you know what you can and can't use. All of our tools in the shop have a designated safety level, and those levels correspond to the level of supervision that they need and the risk those tools provide. We also have everything locked, so when you come in, you need to talk to a shop supervisor and get the tool unlocked so that you can start your project. We look forward to seeing you soon. This is the horizontal bandsaw, found in room 1211 at the Student Innovation Center, otherwise known as the Metal and Wood Shop. You will use this machine to cut down large pieces of metal into more manageable pieces for your project. It is not a precise cut, but it will be close. This machine cannot cut tubing, sheet metal, or other thin metals due to the force from the clamping mechanism. It is a safety level 2 machine. This means that in order to operate it, 2 trained users must be present. This can be 2 trained friends, a user and a makerspace assistant, or a user and a shop supervisor. The control panel can look intimidating, but it is relatively easy to operate. The large red button on the left is the emergency stop or e-stop. Use this if there is a suspected issue and you need to stop the machine quickly. This button opens the vise. This button closes the vise. This button raises your saw. This button lowers your saw. This button starts the saw in motion to begin your cut. This knob controls the speed of your cut, and this knob controls the speed of the blade. When you go to operate the saw, make sure that you have lifted the saw into a position that will allow you to fit your materials into the vise. Place your materials in the vise and align the blade close to where you want to cut. Bring the vise jaws close to the piece and then lower the blade to about a half an inch above your material. Hit the e-stop before you approach the machine. Inspect the saw blade to make sure that it is lined up where you want to cut. Also, inspect the orientation of your metal. You should aim to have at least 3 teeth in contact with your metal during the cut. If not, you risk damaging the saw and snapping teeth off. This would be an incorrect orientation. This is the correct orientation. Once you're satisfied with the location and orientation of your cut, move back to the control panel and raise the saw a few inches above your material. Turn your cut speed to 0 and start the saw. The vise will close automatically and clamp your material in place. Once you start the saw, ensure that coolant is flowing out of the machine. If not, consult a supervisor. Turn the cut speed up to around 3 and allow the saw to approach your material. If you hear screeching, your material moves, or the saw bounces, these are all issues and you need to hit the emergency stop. Once your cut is complete and the saw reaches the bottom of the travel, it will automatically come back up. When it reaches your starting position, which was a few inches above your metal, press the lower blade button to stop the saw from rising any farther. You can open the clamp, hit the emergency stop, and now remove your material. There will be some cleanup with this machine. When you cut metal, it creates shavings called chips. These can be very sharp and should never be handled with bare hands. You'll get a hand broom and a dustpan from the location on the wall and sweep up all of the metal chips that you can. You're going to place these in the metal recycling bin. Then grab a large paintbrush from the cart and brush as much coolant from the top of the machine down to the catch tray. Then push the built-up coolant in the catch tray to the rear of the machine. Use paper towels to wipe up any remaining coolant on the unpainted metal surfaces and throw them away. If wanted, nitrile gloves can be provided. Finally, use WD-40 to spray down all of the exposed metal surfaces and prevent rust or corrosion.